Hello everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We are on a new map, Drumard Farm, based in Ireland. This has been brought over from FS17, I believe. Cracking little map, not a huge map at all, although they are working on an extended version. Is available on ModHub. So it has been a while since I have made videos, just been so busy. So hopefully we can crack on and have a good play around on this series. So we'll just get the PDA up. So currently the available playable map is this part in the centre. Well, as I said, they are working on an extended version using all these fields and bits of forestry around the outside. I do have to thank Noel, he has sent me an advanced copy of this, but currently we will just play on the one available on ModHub. In the future we may move across. So the current goal is to own this whole map, which is, I think, is quite achievable. As you can see, there's two farms. You've got the main cow farm down here with a sheep pasture. It's all beef cattle that's on the map to begin with. And then you have a second farm up here that had some pigs. So we have a few small bits of land, a little bit of trees. And I'll show you, we have turned Field 13 into an extension of the yard. I haven't really made any changes as such to the yard as it starts. I've added some decoration in around the house, make it a bit more lived in. And then this is the main yard here, the starting yard, so the pigs are there. The only thing I've added to this bit of the yard is I have put a workshop trigger in this in the shed. So we have a few bits of kit. I've obviously swapped out most of the starting machinery. So we have a small drill. We've gone New Holland, as Noel's not a fan of John Deere, so original plan was possibly John Deere, but we thought we'd better not, as this is his own home farm. Then we have Mark Thor's Ford Class Dominator. We have the DLC baler, a wrapper. Mark Thor's McHale rake. Then we have the Abbey tanker, my Ivor Williams animal trailer, an Ivor Williams trailer, a Class Forage harvester, couple of silage trailers, roller plough. But this is where I have made the change. So I've obviously added more trees and things in to make it fit in, and a lot of decoration. But this is a Field 13 when you normally play, so I have added the yard extension onto this. This is all done in game, nothing done in Giants Editor. So it's all decoration pack and different sheds. So we have two cattle sheds from L&B Modding, which is available on their Itcha page. So we have a dairy shed that holds up to 85 cows. Flight mode, so that's not helping. Which holds up to 85 cows. So we do currently have, I think it's 10 cows and one Angus bull in there. We are using enhanced animals and the vanilla edition of animals, which gives you the male cows. The male cows, male bulls, they actually look like bulls. The only thing I don't like, and that's a Giant's problem, every time I buy Angus cows I always end up with a red bull instead of a black Angus, but well, it's what it is. Then we have a beef shed, so you don't get any milk from this one. So this is got 10 calves in it at the minute to feed up, and I'll sell them on once they get a bit older. Again by L&B Modding, cracking shed. a couple other sheds with some more machinery, a trailer. We have a T6 with a loader, we have a bobcat telehandler, feeder, the header, more better usual stuff. Now this is what I have been working on this recently. So we have a Stewart GX15 15-foot bale trailer, and a lot of help in getting this working correctly in game from No One Shot and Mark Thor. Ideally I would like to release this on MetroPage along with the Ivor Williams, but I'm currently still trying to get in touch or find the original modders. This is from FS15, so it is struggling to get in touch with them. So if anybody knows who they are, please drop me a message, and so I can ask them if it's okay if I can get permission to release on my itch page. A couple of bunkers. We have another cow pasture out the back that has some young dairy calves in it currently. So the plan would be young stock out here until they're old enough to start producing milk, and then into the shed. Now we also have a bale and pallet storage shed, a liquid manure tanker, slurry tank, the Rossmore slurry tanker, and then we have a Marshall, now MS 105 muck spreader. This was originally made by Fast Farming. I did convert this a long time ago. We'll see if Fast Farming will allow me to also release this on Itch. I do know he has given permission for somebody else to do one, so I don't know whether they are coming. I have asked him in the past if I can use this in videos, etc. So I just need, and he was fine. So just need to double check, and if he's happy for me to drop it on Itch, it will be available there. And then we have a old manure heap, pretty self-explanatory. So, and that's there. We have also put down a small sheep pasture in one of the grass fields at the start. So we have ourselves some pedigree Suffolk sheep along with a pedigree Suffolk ram. Then we start with a few grass fields. We have a wheat crop that's ready to harvest, canola, and a couple of grass fields. So the plan would probably be to, basically there's 2 grass fields, we can plough them up and get them all in one on this side, one big grass field, and then also eventually join these together to get another big field on this side of the track. As I said, we also have some pigs. Now it's not a very big pig enclosure, only holds 7. Only holds 7 pigs, so we have 7 young Berkshires, I think we have in here, with a little bit of food. And again, once they get big enough, we'll sell them on. Ideally, I'd like to find a butcher mod that the footprint of the actual shed doesn't take up half the map, because everything I've seen so far is absolutely huge. And then our final bit of machinery we have a big T7 225. So this is our biggest tractor currently. So we'll just have a quick fly around the rest of the map. So it's by CavalierRoy and I think it's Monkey Modding have converted this. So CavalierRoy's done a lot of different maps, Maple, quite a few different maps, Riverview. I can't think of the others off my head, but yeah, he's done a lot of semi-decent maps. Used them a lot, enjoyed them a lot, especially Maple. So you have the sort of main town area, down here that has a few sale points. Church. So industrial area and whatnot over here. And then you have the main beef farm in the middle. The silage pit and slurry pit bits and pieces. So this one's a reasonably tight yard to manoeuvre around. Now it does have automatic gates on it, so when you do drive up to and walk up to the gates, they do open. When they're opening, there's no collision on them, which is a nice touch. And then you do tend to find that there's a few bigger fields down this bottom corner. There's a few small ones there. As I said, these farmlands out here, although they look like farmlands there at the minute, this is the edge of the map. This is, from what I'm aware and looked at so far, going to all be included in part of the extended edition. We have a placeable area here. Another road through there, back up to our farm. A few more fields up here. So, nice looking map. I do currently have a texture pack installed. And I also have the British Crop Calendar installed, so we are looking at being able to do spring barley and wheat and things as opposed to the base game one. So I do think on that note that's enough rambling on about the map. As I said, the goal is to hopefully own the map in its current state. We are running precision farming. As I said, we are running enhanced animals. So all our machinery is damaged and has vehicles in general have high mileage. This came out of the used vehicle sales, so only has 7.7 hours, but a lot of my others have significantly more. So we will nip up and get the header, and I'll try not to rip the number plate off. I do hope you're all going to enjoy this series and to try and keep it going for as long as I can. Unfortunately, my work always ends up getting in the way of making content. I've been on call and just being busy. I'm just going to try and pre-record a few in advance the whole time so we can keep the series going, so when I do have time, get a few recorded, have them drop as and when we can. So we do have traffic on the map. But yeah, we've got this wheat field and we also have the canola field, both currently ready to harvest. So we can look at getting this cracked on, and not the biggest header, there's another 3 versions of this header. Or another 2 versions of the header, sorry. So this was one that Mark had taken out for, make sure we've got our swath activated, enable swath, that's the one. He had it out on FS22, very popular, and now he's back. PC working and he's back modding. He's bringing out a few bits of kit. I did actually see on his Discord last night, I'm recording this in the morning, last night, just when I jumped off the PC after finishing setting this up, that he has just dropped his edited and converted version of the GCB Fast Track 150. So that is the one that used to be part of the Modern Classics DLC, I think. So I think on that note, we'll get a bit of music on. We'll jump into a time lapse. We'll crack on. We'll get this 2 fields harvested. We'll get them in the silo, and I'll be back with you in a bit.
Playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. Your place in your bed, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I've got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft.
So, we get a lot of wheat off of that. It's not a very big field. Yield not great. Less than 5,500 litres. We have just set the worker away on the oilseed rape field, and don't expect to get very much of it because the yield off of that is much lower than wheat. So yeah, we'll stick this in the store at the minute. It may be worth trying to look at possibly a small grain mill mod or something like that to try and make some of this worthwhile. We do have some space we could place down right, where is the silo tip point? That's a fill point, so that's not what we're looking for. Do we have a silo? Maybe something I should have checked. The grain dryer down the bottom there, I think. We've probably driven past it. In here. There we go. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. So that's not going to be worth very much regardless if we let the game save. And our time saving stock check. And wheat is currently worth less than £3,000, and even at its max value it's only worth 4. So we definitely need to make those fields bigger once we get everything harvested. So we will take the T6 back up to the field, ready to unload the combine. We'll grab the baler on the back of the T5, I think, probably. And we'll start baling up some straw. T5's in the shed here somewhere, there we go. And the baler's in the other shed. So I'm sure most of you are probably playing on the new Scottish Highlands DLC in Kinleague. I have had a bit of a look around on it. I haven't really much of a play on it. I was contemplating doing a series on it. But everybody's doing a series on it. You go onto YouTube and there is every second video you see is on Kinleague, and yeah, it can get really boring for people really quickly. So do you think just doing something slightly better, slightly different, not better should I say, because no doubt my content's nowhere near as good as most that's out there, but just doing something different map. I'm not sure what the worker's doing. He's kind of making a mess by the looks of it. I don't know why there's nothing blocking them from doing the corners like I did, but well, you do what you've got to do, mate. So as I said, this is the baler from the DLC, so I think it only does 125 bales. We don't have an option to make them bigger. Probably could have done with putting on the slightly wider pickup mod. I thought I had it on, but obviously not. Because that harvester is leaving decent width of swath behind it. But yeah, no, for a DLC map, now I've not been overly impressed with any of the DLCs as general from through 22 to 25 from Giants. I do have to say the map is cracking, does have very much Scottish feel around about it. Being from Scotland, I've seen a lot of those sort of harbour towns, especially on the northeast coast, and villages. I wouldn't say the map is based off of any area in particular, because there's lots of different things on it that I would say is from different areas of Scotland. But yeah, as a Giants DLC, I have to say, although as usual there's always a few bugs, I've been seeing people saying there are bugs with different things. Yeah, I have to say it looks good. I've enjoyed some of the videos I've watched on it, but as I said, the only problem with it is, and it's always the same, it will be the same when Oxygen David drops Whitcomb Park, hopefully early spring next year, that all the sort of bigger content creators that I'm sure we'll watch will be doing a series on it. So I just thought I'd try something different. This is I've known Noel for a few years now through Discord. He's played in a few multiplayers I've played in. He's a member of my Discord. And like I said, this is based on his farm in real life. So when it dropped, I did decide to have a look at it and thought it suited the style I was aiming for pretty much perfect. Small enough map on this version of it that yeah, to do an own the map challenge. And concentrate on cows. Like I said, we do have a few sheep and a few pigs, and let me stick a stable on it somewhere for some horses, just to use them all the animals. So we get some chickens. I think we might just go and stop this bale from rolling down the hill. Yeah, maybe the T5 is maybe just a little underpowered, running the baler and up and down the hill. It's not that steep, but it's certainly steep enough. But yeah, hopefully you will enjoy the series. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, to subscribe to the channel. Every like helps. But the worker is working away after he's messed about with the corners like they generally tend to try and do. We've got a lot of unused ground here, so we can definitely extend these fields when we go to plough them up a good bit, join them together. It'll definitely be a job for the T7 on the plough. I think this has got 105 horsepower and the T6 has got about 160, so it'll definitely need to be the T7, and I do think it's still going to struggle a bit with this hill. Turn the speed of time up a bit. I don't want this to be too slow a pace series, but I don't want it to be too quick either. So we will adjust the time as and when required, but at the moment I'm probably doing not too bad. We've got these 3 fields to do, so we've got the canola to finish, and then in September we will have some barley to harvest. And we also have our grass work to do. We do start with a few silage bales. So the plan for the feeding the animals is the dairy cows will get fed TMR once we have everything for a mixture, and everything else will just get fed silage, or the sheep will get hay or grass as and when required. But the young stock and the beef cattle will get fed purely silage. And we have 2 pits, so probably this year we may just bale, and then we would look to expand. We could do a few more grass fields just for feed. Yeah, we're getting a few bales now off of this field. Got a few, 4 or 5. We're not going to, again, 4. So again, we're not going to get a lot. Fields aren't very big. We're not going to have a huge amount at the moment. But we will expand as quickly as possible. We have all our base machinery, or most of our base machinery. There'll be, I don't think we have a lime spreader, and look at getting one of those. That's the canola finished. So we'll get this guy emptied. Get this emptied and tipped in the silo, and then probably call the video there for today. So yeah, again, very poor yield of canola. I mean, barely broke 2,500 litres. I think we'll leave the harvester up there next to the barley field ready for next time. Probably the best thing to do. Take this canola back down and get tipped in the yard. I do like the challenges of steeper ground and flat maps. So, obviously that bale was going to disappear off down into the road. Sheep are looking good. We do have some liquid fert and solid fert and things, tanks there. Although we are going to try and concentrate with our fertiliser on using slurry and manure if possible. Some dung out the cows. So that'll put that in there, so that again, that's going to be worth next to nothing. I'll take this back up. To the field again, ready for barley next time. So even T6 was an empty trailer. Coming up that hill makes a difference. That's going to make a big difference once, if we turn these into big fields and we have a bigger trailer. We're definitely going to need the ponies to get up the hill. So I think on that note, I'll call that video there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. You can always drop by my Discord, there will be a link in the description. Let me know. And I'll see you all again back on Drumard Farm on Farming Simulator 25.